Hey everybody, it's Bob Mortgage, and here's this week's mortgage report. If you're in the market to purchase a home, give me a call at 214-631-5626, or you can apply online at BobMortgage.com. Last week was a pretty good news week. Philadelphia Fed President Patrick Harker said that he has lightly penciled in a December rate hike, mostly because he feels that the tight labor market will eventually lead to higher inflation. But Harker has also said that inflation is still currently below the Fed's target rate. So which one is it? Now, I still think the Fed at this point will stay on track and hike in December. Speaking of inflation, the Consumer Price Index, or CPI, was released last week. Now, this measures inflation at the consumer level. Well, it dropped from 2.2% to 2% in October. But my big takeaway from the report was rents rose nearly 4% year over year. Now, come on, guys. Rents have been on the rise for like the last 30 years. According to a recent survey by Rent.com, 88% of property managers raised their rent in the last 12 months, and 68% predict that rental rates, well, they're going to continue to rise in the next year by an average of 8%. And what have I been telling you for the last 20 years as a mortgage advisor? You're already paying a mortgage. It's just not yours. Stop giving the money to your landlord. I got this. Just give me a call and we can help you show you how easy it is for you to be able to buy a home. All right, I'll get off my soapbox. In other market news from last week, the initial jobless claims. Now that measures individuals filing for unemployment benefits for the very first time. Well, it was reported at 249,000 for the previous week. This was weaker than expectations of 236,000, and it represents an increase of 10,000 from the previous report. Housing permits, this is a forward-looking indicator of future starts. Basically, home builders building new homes. Well, it increased by 5.9%. That was the highest level we have seen since January. Demand for housing is increasing at a very consistent pace. Now, that's according to the National Association of Home Builders chief economist, Robert Dietz. He said because of strong job and economic growth, rising homeownership rates, and limited housing inventory, we should see continued upward movement within the single-family housing market as we close out 2017. Bottom line, the new housing construction market and builder confidence are very strong right now. And that is great news for us in the industry because we want to close out the fourth quarter really strong. Now, from a technical standpoint, mortgage bonds tested the 200-day and 25-day moving average all week, but we just didn't have enough momentum to break above those resistance levels. We had a good week last week, and bonds are still in the positive territory, but there is a wide range from where we are at the top of the trading range and the next levels of support at the bottom at the 102.4 basis point support level. So we have to be very careful. I went into last week carefully floating and continue to float until we bounced down off the 200-day moving average, the blue line in my chart. Again, I play these ranges the same. I lock at the top and I float at the bottom. I'm going into this week carefully floating as well. It's a short week because of the holiday. The markets will be closed on Thursday for Thanksgiving, and we will also close early on Friday. My reason for taking a carefully floating versus floating position, well, the experienced traders, they're more than likely going to be off to the Hamptons. So we may have a little bit more volatility in the markets, but if we do, it should even itself out the following week. Look, I've been a mortgage advisor for over the last 20 years and have been very blessed to provide financing to over 25,000 families. I watch the markets to make sure that I can get you the right home loan at the right price. I'd love to help you with your home financing options. Give me a call. With Bob Mortgage, your dream home is already within your reach.